Hello and welcome back to the Road to Good Cooking. When you think about peanut butter and jelly, you probably aren't thinking about a marinade for chicken wings, are you? Well, anyway, this past weekend I did an experiment and I made a peanut butter and jalapeno jelly marinated chicken wings and I sous vide cooked them and they turned out beautifully. I was pleasantly surprised with how well they turned out, and here's how I made them. For this recipe, I will be using my homemade jalapeno jelly. For those of you who purchased my cookbook, The Road to Good Cooking, my recipe is on page 121 with step-by-step instructions on page 122. If you didn't purchase my cookbook, oh, guess you're going to have to make a trip to the store. So sorry. If you live closer, I'd give you a jar. And FYI, I sold all of my cookbooks, all thanks to God. And here's the recipe for my PB, and J marinade. I doubled this recipe because I will be making another batch later on in the week. You'll probably want to save this recipe to your favorites. All the ingredients have been added to the bowl. Now you'll notice that peanut butter does not like to mix well with the other ingredients, so you're just going to have to get in there and get after it. After a few seconds, you'll see it start to come together as a smooth, creamy mixture. So don't be impatient, just stay after it. I promise it'll come together. See, it came together just like I told you it would. Here I have 4 pounds of whole chicken wings. I cut off the wing tips, rinsed them with cold water, and patted them dry. I like to cut off any extra skin on my wings because that skin is tasteless and it's rubbery to me. I want to taste all the great flavors that I'm going to be adding to my wings, not that rubbery skin. This is my own personal preference. That's my thing. So do your own thing and prepare your wings like you prefer. Now I put on a pair of gloves and got in there, and now I'm just getting after it. I want to make sure that every wing is covered with that fabulous marinade. I'm going to put all of my marinated chicken wings into a large sous vide bag. Now on the sous vide bag, you notice I turned it down a little bit. That way I won't get any marinade on the edge there where it's going to have to seal. So that's why you do that. And here I'm adding all of that extra marinade into the bag with my wings. Scrape out every little bit of it. I'm going to remove my gloves, turn the top up and kind of smooth it out a little bit so so they'll all have enough room, and then I'm going to seal it nice and tight with my vacuum sealer. And from here they're going into the refrigerator for 2 hours to marinate. I marinated my chicken wings for 2 hours. While I'm preparing my sous vide cooker, I let the wings sit out on the counter for 30 minutes. I started filling my sous vide container with hot water, and I'm using my thermopen to test the water temp. My hot water is registering right around 115 degrees. I set the temperature for my sous vide cooker for 176 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 hours. I have been cooking a lot of chicken sous vide, and I found that this temp cooks my chicken to the correct doneness. I will finish off my chicken wings in the oven after the 5 hours cooking time. Okay, it's been 5 hours and I just removed my wings to a wire rack. I'm going to carefully cut the bag open and lay out all of my wings on this rack. Now be careful here because that steam coming out of there is going to be hot. I'm going to reserve that peanut sauce chicken broth mixture, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that in a second. I lined a baking sheet with foil and I sprayed it with canola oil. Now I'm going to get my wings ready for the oven. I'm going to brush them lightly with some of the peanut sauce mixture and put them in a 400-degree oven and bake them for about 8 to 10 minutes per side. Here's my wings after 10 minutes baking time. I took an internal read with my thermopan to see where they were in temperature. They're right around 158 degrees. I flipped my wings over, basted them again with the peanut sauce mixture, and continued to cook for another 8 to 10 minutes. I will continue cooking my peanut sauce until it is reduced down and slightly thickened. Okay, and here's a moment of truth. Here's my reduced down peanut sauce, and it is to die for delicious. Now, I'm just going to get right into it. Check out one of these wings here. Let me try it without the sauce. Oh, my word. Now I'm try it with the sauce. Perfection. Perfection, perfection, perfection. Look how clean that bone is. Oh, this chicken recipe is no joke. It's sweet, it's nutty from the peanut butter, it's savory with just the right amount of heat. And all the flavors just kind of bounce off each other. And then you have the acid from the apple cider vinegar, and that kind of takes some of the sweet out. Now you don't, it's not as sweet as you would think it would be because of the jelly, but it's just the right amount of sweet. Oh, I don't know what to say. And that peanut sauce, when you reduce it down like that, it just gets rich and luscious and beautiful, and oh, it is just absolutely amazing. It really is. This recipe will not disappoint. You need to try it out on your family and friends. When you tell them that you're making peanut butter and jalapeno jelly wings, they're going to look at you like a little strange, but once they put their teeth around it, oh, it's going to be a whole new story. Look how clean that bone is. I'm telling you, this recipe will not disappoint. Try it ASAP. ASAP. I guarantee you, it will not disappoint. Did I say that? It will not disappoint. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Please leave me a comment if you wish. Share my link with everyone you know in the universe. And like I said, start sous vide cooking immediately. I'm going to put some of that sauce on my green beans. And, well, let me check this out. Oh, yeah. Made all the difference in the world. That sauce makes you want to eat your veggies. For sure. One of the benefits of sous vide cooking is all the flavorful juices that are saved in the bag. I can always find a good use for sous vide meat juices, especially chicken broth. Sous vide chicken broth makes the best gravy in the world. I love to make pan sauce because they are flavorful and easy to make, like the reduced pan sauce I made for this recipe. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I do eat a ton of chicken. By the time I figure out this sous vide cooking thing, I will know how to cook sous vide chicken 500 different ways. When I sous vide chicken, I always keep the broth. If I don't use it right away in whatever I'm cooking, I store it in the fridge overnight. Then the next day, I skim off the fat that generally floats on the top of the broth and store it in a vacuum-sealed bag and freeze it. Since I have been sous vide cooking, the number of chicken broth bags have doubled in my freezer. So my suggestion to you, keep that sous vide meat juice and use it for something else. Last week I made a potted chili and I cooked my beans in some sous vide chicken broth and it was off the hook good. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment if you wish, and share my channel with everyone you know in the universe. Be blessed and keep on cooking.